Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the nation today. Prime Minister Modi's address is going to be at 8 p.m. on Operation Sindoor. This is what is expected. The first address after Operation Sindoor. This is big. Prime Minister Modi will be speaking at 8 p.m. He is going to be addressing the masses tonight. This is what we are learning at the moment. What Prime Minister Modi is going to say, that of course remains to be seen. All eyes will be on that. But this is his first address post Operation Sindoor, and this is big. Prime Minister Modi will be briefing the nation first time after Operation Sindoor came into play, and we understand now the tension seemed to be between India and Pakistan continues to be it seems to be withdrawing, but at the same time India has made it clear that we are all ready, all set to give a befitting reply to Pakistan in case of any misadventure by the neighbor. But we understand now Prime Minister Modi will be speaking to the masses, will be briefing the nation at 8 p.m. This marks his first address after Operation Sindoor. Prime Minister Modi has been continuously monitoring the activities in the last 4 to 5 days. And we understand that this key briefing comes at 8 p.m. Just a day before the ceasefire agreement between the both sides came into effect, and normalcy at the moment seems to be returning at the LOC. This has been a night of calm and peace as we witnessed last night, but we do hope the situation continues to remain the same in the coming days as well. All right, my colleague Maria Shakir also now joins us on the broadcast here. Maria, this is big. First address of the Prime Minister post Operation Sindoor at 8 p.m.
Yes, that's right, and this will be an address to the nation, and it certainly becomes significant because, we have had DGMO's address, 2 sets of press conferences where details came in of the kind of, military action which was taken by the various forces. During the course of Operation Sindoor, we do know that Prime Minister was monitoring all the movements and all the details through the night. And thereafter, we have seen series of meetings being held at 7 LKM, which is the official residence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where he has met all the administrative heads in terms of the External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, Rajnath Singh, Defense Minister, the 3 chiefs of the various services, CDS and others in attendance. That has been happening almost on a daily basis, sometimes twice or thrice in a day as well. So he has been very hands-on, taking all the calls necessary at whatever point that was needed. Now it is time to communicate to the country as to what India has done and what India has managed to achieve. In terms of the information and communication, I think Prime Minister Modi's art of communication is very well known, and he understands fully well as to how should he tell the country what has been achieved through Operation Sindoor, which was carried out to avenge, Pahalgam terror attacks, and post that there was military action against air bases, which was carried right inside Pakistan as well. So India first, taking defensive move and then going on an offense is what we know about. But overall, I would say that, remember, Prime Minister Modi had famously spoken from Bihar, Kishanganj in Bihar, where he had said and communicated directly to the entire country, saying clearly that he will track, identify and ensure that each and every perpetrator of that heinous crime, the dastardly attack which happened on Indian soil, is punished. And that was a promise he made to the people of the country. And at that time, Mr. Modi was reflecting the sentiments of 140 crore Indians. And right now, when he addresses the nation, he will be able to communicate effectively, which is needed at this point, as to what was the objective of Operation Sindoor and what India managed to achieve through Operation Sindoor, and where do we go as a nation from here onwards.
Absolutely. So far, we've seen the heads of military, the chiefs had been addressing the media on the operations that have been carried out, the strikes that have been carried out against Pakistan. And that definitely has come as a big reassurance from our forces. But Maria, this also, Prime Minister Modi's message, as you've been saying, is definitely going to be very significant. While he is going to be talking about the operations that have been carried out, there is also going to be a sense of assurance coming in from the Prime Minister as people have been really tensed. There has been, of course, tensions at the LOC as well. People had to move out of their houses, and normalcy now seems to be somewhat returning once again.
Look, Kitty, I think more than that, the sense of relief is there among the people of India.
Yes.
But Prime Minister Narendra Modi communicating to the citizens of India at this point, and the time that has been chosen is 8 p.m., becomes very, very significant. Mr. Modi is an effective communicator. Throughout the COVID times, when there was the health emergency, he would address the nation repeatedly, try to really assuage the sentiments of a country which was worried about its future. Right now, diplomatically, militarily, action has been taken against Pakistan. Where do we go as a nation from here onwards is something that will be communicated by the Prime Minister. We do know that a new normal has been, set in place. Operation Sindoor was perhaps the defining moment, or in terms of the inflection point strategically. It was a new red line which has been drawn between India and Pakistan, that every time if there is an act of terror, India will go and, not only retaliate and target the terror bases, it will go ahead and target even the military installations in the heart of Pakistan. All that message having been communicated to the global audience, I think the moment is now for the Prime Minister to tell the country, India at large, as to how he sees Operation Sindoor. It was a promise that he made not once but repeatedly to the citizens of India post Pahalgam, post April 22nd, when we lost 26 of our citizens. He had famously said then that India was united like never before, because those who lost their lives came from 16 states of India, and hence it was a nation which was mourning. Right now, there is a sense that, that post the dastardly attack, the government of India stand, the move which has been made by the armed forces is a message which has gone loud and clear. Now what next is something that we'll wait and listen to the Prime Minister himself when he addresses the nation at 8 p.m.
Yes, absolutely. Prime Minister Modi also at the same time, we understand, has also given out a strong message to the army on Pakistan's escalation if that happens in the coming future, saying that we will have to give a strong response to them. There will be cannons for bullets. Well, that was the messaging that came out from Prime Minister Modi earlier. So he's given a free hand to the forces as well, Maria, in case of any sort of escalation. But we do hope that's not something that we get to see in the coming days.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, throughout those 15 days before the Operation Sindoor was carried out, the message was that there would be action. That Prime Minister had given a full freedom to carry out any, operation across the border to counter the terrorism emanating from Pakistani soil to the armed forces. They were given complete operational freedom to decide the time and place of their choosing. He has been very, very hands-on. We do know that on the morning at 1:44 a.m. that night, when we came to know that Operation Sindoor has been a success, Prime Minister Modi was up through the night, speaking to the CDS, was in touch with the Raksha Mantri, and was getting all the details that was needed. This is the point when we have moved on from Operation Sindoor, which is now ongoing, although the defense forces continue to maintain. But at this point, I would say, when there is, the kind of misinformation which is almost flooded online by the Pakistanis and the Western media, there is a need for the Prime Minister perhaps to communicate to the country, and also through that address to the nation, to the world at large, as to how effective these 4 days has been. That India is not an aggressor, as we have been saying. The first act or the original act of aggression was on 22nd of April, and thereafter, both militarily and non-militarily, India's Operation Sindoor has been a massive success.